Chase Daniel. One of my favorite things, Chase, is you have a singular last name that most people would think is a plural last name, right? Like, you get this a lot.
Absolutely.
The most annoying thing ever when I worked on radio in Philly is people would call and say, look, Chase Daniels. We got Chase. No, it's Chase Daniel.
Yes.
Chase Daniel is with us. But you're in Philly now, and you're kind of one of the most popular guys there because you're the backup quarterback. They never liked the starter in Philadelphia. They love the guy sitting behind him, right?
Yeah, well, I think they like Carson pretty well.
Well, they do. Now, speaking of, he was walking around earlier.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz, I think, is going to be really good. You and I were talking before. They love him there. They were kind of skeptical with moving up to 2 to get him, but I think he looks like he's going to be very good.
Yeah, I think he's definitely, he definitely has all the skills. I mean, not only on the field but off the field as well. Very smart guy, has a rocket for an arm, picks up the offense, gets along well with the teammates. So definitely, the sky's the limit for him for sure.
What's interesting about Philly, and I lived there for 2.5 years, but I spent most of my life Houston, Baton Rouge. You lived in New Orleans, obviously. Saints fans do get angry, but because you were there in the greatest era they ever had, the Super Bowl, Drew Brees, you had all that, you got happy Saints fans and not bags over their head Saints fans. And, Mizzou, they're good football fans, but it's not like they hate you. Like, they're either with you or they're not interested.
Yeah.
In Philly, they're always interested. And if you're playing well, they love you when you're 3-0.
Yeah.
But you guys struggle. You what was it, 5-11 or 6-10?
7-9.
7-9?
Come on. You're taking away 2 wins from us.
Well, I got fired in August and stopped paying attention, to tell you the truth. So 7-9. Okay, so you guys finish. Just playing in Philly versus playing at, say, a Mizzou or playing with the Saints, what's the biggest difference? Even as a backup, what's the biggest difference?
Oh, wow. The biggest difference is everything. Philly is some of the most loyal, hardcore sports fans in the world.
Yes.
And I'm not to say that Missouri fans aren't or Saints fans aren't, but Philly fans are on a different level. It's just I try to explain to people, but I'm like, unless you're in Philly for an entire football season, you just don't get it. And if you're not on the field, you don't get it. They're just so passionate about their team, and they want their team to win so bad that they just go crazy if they don't. And, guys on the team, we respect that.
Well, and that's the glowing review of it. But then there's the reality, which, hey, Philly fans are great. I lived there for 2.5 years. I was a celebrity there, and I'm a dope on the radio. Like, they love sports radio. But just overall, when you got there, you were there before the trade went down right to get number 2.
Yep.
So people are on the air saying, well, listen, he knows the coach. He knows him from Kansas City. He's got to be the star. It's just that's how it is there. Like, the second you were signed, it was get Bradford out of here. Let's see what Chase Daniels got,
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
Yeah, it really is. And I think that they just are, especially in the offseason when they want the season to start so bad that, that's when I feel like sports talk radio and Twitter, they're very active on Twitter, I've come to know. And it's good. It's all about, the one goal, and that is to win a Super Bowl.